morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Heather. Heather, if you have your face on, let me know. That's a nice question to ask, isn't it? If you've got your face on, let me know. I have my face on. I woke up too late, but I do have coffee. And lucky, I woke up at all. But because I did have a late night last night, nothing exciting. I just couldn't sleep. But Enzo woke me up this morning with a message. Now let me read it. We'll see. Hopefully he'll be here, but I don't know. Let's see. He says that he's currently, let me see, him not sure he'll be here because there's a tornado watch in his area. And then what did he say? Severe thunderstorms are expected, mainly this afternoon and evening. All hazards are possible, including large hail up to baseball size, damaging wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour, and tornadoes. The severe risk will transition into mainly a heavy rain threat later tonight across the Flint Hills and southeast Kansas, where lowland flooding is possible. He lost power, and he says it's darker outside than during the eclipse. That's not nice, is it? He says he's fine, but he has lost power. So I just grabbed something to drink and go and hide. So, bit spooky. So that's where Enzo is. Okay, that's where Enzo is. Let's have a look. Who's here? Maisie's here. Tanya's here. I really am going to get like a mirror. Anyone who's old knows what I'm talking about. And I can see Jean. I can see JD. Heather from Come Hither with Heather. And I can see Dawn Marie. Hi, Dawn. What else? What else has popped in? Wisdom. Ian. Hello, Ian. Just Jason, Keto, and more. Jason's here as well. So hello. So yes, so that's where Enzo is, in the middle of a tornado storm thing. I'm glad. Oh, actually, we do get them here. We have had them here, but nothing like you get in America where a whole town can be sucked up. That's terrifying. But I hope that Enzo stays safe. I can't even speak today. I don't know if he can hear us because he has lost power. So I don't even know if he's lurking without the ability to interact. But if he is, careful. Yes, they must be spooky. I wouldn't want to get a tornado. The most we get here in Australia, if you live close to an area that can be affected by them, you'll get a bushfire warning, and you don't really want one of those either, because our bushfires, much like the California bushfires, well, any bushfires, they're usually quite horrific, and you just don't want to hear. But that'd be about it. Heather would know if we get any other. I don't think we get. Sometimes we might get a severe storm warning. Big where I am in Queensland, further up north, they do get cyclones, and we generally get the tail end of the cyclone. So I don't mean like horrible, just the really heavy rain and strong winds. So there you go. Hi, Blue Sky Lisa. Hi, Lisa. So yes, so for the moment it's just me. However, give me a second. I don't know if you've got your face on. Let me know. Bing me in the face. I've got Facebook open, people, because I want to be able to check on Enzo as the time progresses. I've just sent you a link anyway, Heather, if you have your face on. Even if you don't have your face on, just, pop in and say hello if you would like to. Hey, Dr. Deb. Yes, so that's where we are this morning. So Enzo was going to talk to us about stuff, but you never know. There's still something could happen. He could get his internet back and he might pop in later. We'll see what happens, eh? All right. So I think I've had a pretty jam-packed week. Can you hear that when my dog snores? My Rottweiler's behind me on the floor, is right next to me. All right. Heather says that she doesn't have her face on, but she can quickly in the shower and put one on special just for us. Okay, Heather, and grab a coffee. See how you go. So I've had a pretty full week. As you saw, I interviewed Steve and Griff on Wednesday night after they finished their live feed. They came over or live stream. They came. Hi Betty. They came over and did my 5 haunting questions. So if you haven't seen the 5 haunting questions episode, go check it out. I had fun. There was a lot more, but I had to edit. And Steve talks more than you believe it. I swear he doesn't come up for breath. But they're awesome boys. I hadn't really had an opportunity to speak to them before. I've only been like in a chat or whatever. So they kindly gave me their time, and they were tired, but they still sat there. I even said stew instead of Steve. And that was interesting. You even got to see good pants, all sorts of exciting things. But yeah, they're nice boys, and as I say, I spoke to them for longer than what you see. So, but they're so far, touch wood, I'm pretty sure they're not in any form faking a thing, not gathered on what we discussed. So I'm happy to watch them, and yeah, so should you, the Ouija brothers. Let's have a look here. Julie says that she lives in the same. You're in the same area, Kansas, aren't you, Julia? Thunderstorms and lightning everywhere, says Julie. Ooh. Yeah, I do love a good thunderstorm. Trust me, I do, but not that you think are going to blow off your roof. I mean, you can keep those. I'm just checking. Nothing else from Mr. Enzo. Let's see. Candy, hello. Yes, the dogs. That was funny. I didn't expect the hot dogs, or he called them sausage pants, didn't he? It was quite funny. And then, of course, I had a live stream specifically to invite all the people that are coming to the event in July, the Magical History Weekend. So Dustin was actually age at the time we went live, and Dave, I don't know what happened to Dave. He might have been abducted by aliens. I don't know. But anyway, Dave was going to show up, so I'm sure there was something important that took his time. So he's okay. But yeah, we all came on. We had a bit of a chat. That was a good giggle, and it was nice for even some of the presenters to actually speak to each other for the first time through that live stream. I did put it out. I edited it. Oh, I can't speak this one. It's too early for me. What time is it? It's 7:10. All right. I've only been awake an hour. So I edited that down into just a short 30-minute episode so you could see each person speak about what they're looking forward to in the Virginia City, the weekend of the Virginia City event. So there you go. Foxfire, hello. So yes, so that's where we are, and I'm currently. And this is annoying. I put together. Anyone who edits will know what I'm talking about. I have been working on an episode which I ended to have out yesterday, and it was just a short episode because a lot of you might know if you were here the other. I'm starting to look at urban legends and where they come from. Where did that urban legend originate? Can we find where it originated in any way, shape or form based on fact, that sort of thing. So I'm going through all the different urban legends and trying to work out where they came from and try and confirm at least the origins of the story. And while I was doing that, I came across the subject of being buried alive. And I'm glad that I'm pretty sure, look, it may well still happen in some far off places where you don't get properly looked into. But yes, so I came across that subject and did a deep dive down the rabbit hole and investigated that. So I did. I put the visual together as to what I wanted, how I wanted it to look for you. Then I recorded, like I am now, I recorded a little intro to it, and then I'd start to do my voiceovers. So I did all that like I am now. Then went to edit the voiceover and the visual bit. Ugh. And the sound dodgy. It was like, I don't know if it happens when you're watching me, because I can hear me. I think I'm all right. But on playback, it kind of goes, the sound goes in and out. So I'm going to swap over my microphone later on today, and it might be the issue. But we'll see what's happening. And what's Maisie saying sorry for? Team rewatch. Oh, which one, Maisie? The one on the Virginia City thing or the one on the Ouija Brothers? It doesn't matter. You can always rewatch. Live haunting questions. Yes, whenever I put it out an episode, I put it out as a premiere, only so I can sit in the chat box and get some feedback from you guys as you're watching it. But most of the time, I could probably release it without having the chat, like just release it. So it's just so you don't have to worry if you miss the premiere, and that's okay. Oh, we always have the week talk. Jean, urban legend, how exciting. Buried alive resulted in the graveyard bell. Well, yes, watch my episode. Kinda. Do you know that invention took off? A few people used it, a few people did it, but yeah, it wasn't a big seller. I will tell you one thing though. You think about this one. A gentleman invented a coffin with a spring. I've got all the data. I've got the pictures. I've got the patent and everything. He thought, oh well, if you get buried alive and you wake up, I'll put a spring in the coffin lid so it goes and boom, you're free. The little coffin lid's opened. I think he considered the fact that a coffin's buried under what? I'd hate to think how many tons or a ton of dirt. So it ain't going anywhere. So needless to say, his actual invention of the spring lid coffin didn't work. Not to mention what happens to the human body, and that's gruesome. So I won't talk about that here this morning. I've got my coffee. I don't want to be put off. But yeah, I'm going to get stuck back into it later on this afternoon and do some more voiceovers and stuff and get that out to you probably Tuesday. I'll make it a Tuesday one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting and remember, even though I put my episodes out and it might be an odd time for you to catch the premiere of the episode, don't worry. It's okay. Just watch it. Just watch it and enjoy the content. And then leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Saved by the bell, says Lisa. Do you get a fan blowing across your desk? Those dangling plant lights moving is distracting me. I watch too much paranormal content. Wisdom, I have a ceiling fan, and that's probably what's blowing them. Wish it was. Oh, look, there's my little ET. There he is. And my Roasting House coffee mug. And, of course, the very scare bell. Golly. I want to meet Robert the Doll. But I actually look at Robert the Doll, and he's obviously old. I look at him, and I think he's pretty cute. Like the way they made him. He's only spooky because you hear people say spooky things. But if you have a look at him so far as what he is, a very, very old doll that was handmade, he's kind of cute. He looks cuddly, especially with that little bear under his arm and his little sailor suit. Let's see. Who else is here that I'm missing? Marnie. Hello, Marnie. Kaza. If I'm missing anybody, just put a thumb up and I'll say hello to you again. But, yeah, so I'll be doing the episode. That'll be out probably Tuesday. I'm heading to Canberra on Tuesday and a week at my son's house all by myself, except for when my son won't be there. He should be actually going through customs in Hawaii as we speak. My son, his wife, and my little baby grandson, Stephen, they flew to Hawaii. I think they're going to Honolulu, if that's how you say it, Honolulu. They're in America right now. I was a bit cranky. I said, oi, I've got a thought. What's wrong with shouting the nana a ticket a holiday, and I could have babysat while they went off and did exciting things in Hawaii. They said maybe next time. Yes, well, my son and his wife, they're in the army. Both of them are in the army, so they get their time off and they make good money in the army. It's a great career. They're both colonels. So, yes, I like it. Hello, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Hi, Joe. What are you doing, Joe? Did you want to come over and say hello? You can if you want. I'm waiting on Heather. She's having a shower. Even if you want to say hello until she, comes on, whatever. You don't have to stay. Let me know. Just tell me if you want. You can say hi on here to everyone and then piss off if you like, Joe. Whatever. It's all right. Let me see, Mister. Yeah, good value. And I'm going to say something about Joe. I'm just going to say something about Joe, and I hope not to give him a big head, all right? And Dawny, she knows this anyway, otherwise she wouldn't have agreed to marry the man. Out of everybody that I have come into contact with since I started doing what I do, Joe has been the one constant. He is who he is, doesn't pretend to be anybody he's not. He's there to support you if you have a question. And, all right, Joe, you can be a Debbie Downer sometimes, can't you? You can sometimes, but that's only when he's not agreeing with me. That's when I call him a Debbie Downer. But yeah, if I'm sure most of you I know that every name in here, I'm pretty sure you've channel. Yeah, he is who he is. He doesn't. What you see is what you get, and he's got a very, very kind heart. And yeah, check out his channel if you haven't, but I'm sure you all have. I think you all know who Joe is. But just saying that publicly, that he's the one constant throughout my whole journey here, that if I had an issue or if I had a problem or I just want to vent, I know Joe and go, blah. And then he'll be common sense and he'll go, now, Karen, or he'll agree with me. I like it when he agrees with me. Yes, so Dawny, well, he's got a good girl in Dawny, hasn't he? So there you go. Still nothing from Enzo, people. I'll send him a question mark, shall I? I am worried he might blow away. But there you go. Hello, Barbie. Naomi. I like that name, Naomi. Who's the Naomi? Naomi Campbell. She was a model, wasn't she? Yeah, he doesn't take any crap. Joe, he is a nice fella. And I can guarantee you, yeah, no worries, Joe. You don't have to come on and say hello. I just thought if you wanted to. But I've given you a good wrap-up now anyway. Yes, I have to say, I like it too that when Joe and I have, like we don't always agree, I'll go crook. I'll say, that's not right, Joe. And he'll go, yes, it is. But I like it because even though I might not always agree with him and vice versa, I consider him a friend. I think he's a good bloke. So, yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Leave him alone, Tanya. He's got a lot to do. Oh, I don't know. Tanya, Entity, Joe, are you going to? Oh, he might go. He always says he might go live later. But yeah, check him out. And I don't know if Dawn's still here. She needs to make her own channel with makeup tutorials. I told her that. I was going to, I don't know about you girls, the ladies in the chat, but when I was younger, like my 20s through to maybe about 33 or so, I would wear makeup. I would do the whole, never really took half hour, but at least 20 minutes I'd take to pop on some eyeshadow and do my eyes and all that sort of thing. Can't be bothered anymore. I just can't be bothered anymore. I get to a point where I look in the mirror and I go, ugh, this is me, take it or leave it. But then sometimes I do like to if I'm in a happy mood, I'll pretty myself up. But there you go. I think, Tanya doesn't wear makeup. I haven't got makeup on now. It's consuming. Then by the end of the day, your skin feels all cloggy. Mind you, I had considered going to one of those makeup shops and saying, hey, give me a, whatever. But I reckon I'll come out feeling like a clown. But I could give it a go. Oh, thank you, Naomi. Thank you. What's Jean saying? Karen, thank you so much for your episode about Watcher. Caught them on Hulu and wondered what happened to them. Signed up for the stream. Yeah, I did too. Yes, I'm excited for them. I know that was a big, goal and everybody was poo-pooing them, but I reckon good on them. Yeah, I'm waiting for my. I'm waiting. I've got the streaming service. I honestly haven't had a time to look at it, but I figured, whatever. But no worries. That was just my rant. I just think if you don't, somebody does, that's okay. If you're not happy about what someone's doing, that's okay. But to call people names and that's why I got upset. I do go into my protective maternal mode with all of my friends. I'm not friends with them. You know what I mean. Let's see. What's Marnie saying? Hey, Marnie. I've got no filter, so I would say which best. Yeah, but sometimes I think, do you know what? My mum, she's gone now. She died a few. My mum, and I'll never forget, every morning, my mother would wake up in the morning, all wore makeup, always. She would not leave the house unless she had makeup on. And she took hours. It was a process. So my mum would get out of bed. She was a smoker, right? She'd get out of bed. She'd make herself a cup of coffee, get a cigarette in front of her mirror, have all of her makeup set out, and she'd start. So she'd start with the process of the creams and whatever. And then she'd say, well, I've got to give that, 10 minutes to cook. And then she'd do it. It took her up to sometimes 3 hours just to get her face on. I used to think, Jesus, Mum. So if you needed to do anything, you always had to say to my mum, we're going to do something. Oh, Kazza, thank you so much. Well, hopefully there's 5 people in here that, there probably is. There are probably 5 people in here who don't have membership. Marnie doesn't have one. Maybe she'll get one if she's got a yes, please give me one. Thank you. And so whoever just got a free membership, let me know. And because, who did I owe something to? A shocker. There were, remind me, I've got somebody member and I owe them. I owe a few things actually. Here's the Heather. Here's Heather.
Hello.
Just come hither with Heather.
Hello.
Good morning, lovely lady.
How are you?
I'm just going to. Good. I'm just going to play Kazza, thank you for the membership thing.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, where am I? It's all right. You do it. Yeah, where we are. Oh, we'll do dancing, I reckon. Here we go, Kazza. This is for you. Thank you. And wait, there's more because Sky, it was you, Sky, gave me a super chat or a super thanks on one of the episodes. So it's for you. And one last one. Because I've also got some new members and I want to say thank you again. There we go. That's it for the minute.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh dear. It could be Enzo in the space suit. It could be. Golly. Let me see. There we go. So I wanted to say I did put a little thing in my community things because I do have members that have stuck with me for the last 3 months since I was able to be monetized. Mm-hmm. And I did put on the thing what you managed to help me get, but I'll show you here. So obviously you know that I do the research into the subjects that I talk about. I don't just go to Wikipedia or I don't just Google it.
Wikipedia is very unreliable.
I go to It's incredibly, especially since anybody can get into it and edit it and make it their narrative. Some of the stuff's all right, but you can get some good pictures from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do a deep dive. If it's not into the newspapers, it's into government databases that you're allowed to access. Universities have them as well that you can usually access for free. But I do pay for a lot of the what do you call it? The subscriptions that I've got so I can get into certain databases. And when I was researching the being buried alive one, I came across a book. Hang on, where am I? This book, which I did show in the where are we? Window. There it is. Share. This book. It had this isn't the cover. This is the inside, the start of it. But because I was doing the being buried alive. So this book that thank you members, because your support is what was able to enable me to buy this book and what a read. It's all written, if you have a look at it, you just have to look at the writing. It's English, but it's old English. So I love old English. Like I love Shakespeare and all that. I can read that and I love it. So this book is easy for me to read. Maybe I should just go back in time and live in the 1700s. But having read this, I think not. The things that they did back in the 70s. So this book was written in, there was one book written in 1740. This one was written in 1742 as an added on to the original book. So another doctor took the original 1740 book, read it, and then said, hang on, and did a lot of different things, and he wrote his book. And in this book, there's 52 cases documented where he puts names, places, etc., of people that were buried alive, and the story, he tells the stories of how it happened. And so, but that's not what it's about. It's about how to work out how to tell if someone's dead or not.
Yeah,
And that's what this book is about.
Wow. I tell you what, I just learned something new. I just learned something new, that if you get cremated, you have to have 2 doctors declare you dead. Whereas if you get buried, you only need 1 doctor. And I'm like, well, I'm going to get cremated so that I can make sure that I'm dead.
Well, there's different laws in place too now. I didn't look into it too much for here, but I do know, for example, when my uncle passed away just a couple of years ago, he died before my son Stephen died. I was at the hospital and I had to get the death certificate in order to do something. I can't remember what. And I'm waiting, and it was one doctor signed that. So yeah, and he was buried because that was his wish. So yeah, but they brought that in, and they did bring in a thing where it had to be a 2-factor check, because some people, it did happen in the, like I can remember a case, not when I was nursing, but shortly before I started, where someone was actually, the doctor said, yep, dead, and took him down and put him, I want to say it was the Dandenong Hospital. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the Dandenong Hospital in Victoria. And they put the body in the morgue, in the, the tray, and let me out.
Oh, no. How would
they weren't dead.
Feel? How would you be if you were in that room by yourself when it happened? And I'm like...
it'd be awful. Julie, thank you. Don't you blow away. Julie's in the, I don't know if you heard me say, Heather, that Enzo's currently in a tornado. There's a tornado coming through.
I did.
So that's why Enzo's not. Yeah. So this is for you, Julie.
No, please.
I love your
yes, Ian. Funeral facts. Yeah. So that's thank you guys, because that's I just reckon, I don't know, I just reckon it's important to remind people that when they are members, I'm not just drinking coffee with what you're throwing at me. You're actually helping me, so thank you so much.
Oh wow, wonderful!
Julie, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, all right. I'll let's see. What did I play before? I think I've only got one membership gifting, but that's okay. We can all do it with the hands again. So this is for
you. I wonder who won the gifted membership. Does it say?
Yeah.
That was an extra one for luck.
Pushing the wrong buttons. That was who's getting them, guys? Pop your hand up or tell me who, so you can say thank you as well. It says thank you. Let's see. So Kaz gifted 5 and Jaya just gifted 1. So 6 members, new members. So I'm not sure. Hello, paranormal. Probably
Probably not paranormal. Again. I like that.
Hello,
name.
Jonathan.
That's a good name.
Jonathan. From probably not paranormal. From Crossover Paranormal Society. I'm all over the joint.
Yeah, Parasol. I got the membership. Yay! Well done.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, well, there you go.
P and P.
Oh God, Kevin. I've got Kevin, but yeah, Jonathan. I did see Jonathan again. I always give him a shout out when he's in here. He was live again last night, but it was late for me, and I was trying to get to sleep, so I didn't pop in to say hello. Because if I pop in, I saw you. It sounds like you're sort of what's the word? A stalker. When you go to someone's channel and they're live, but you don't pop in to say hello because you don't want to get started in a conversation because you're really about to just go to sleep.
Yeah, well, that's right.
So there you go. Oh, Tanya. Now Tanya's done it. Thank you, gorgeous lady. Oh dear. Hi, Raven. All right, let's see. Wow. What do you want, Tanya? Tell me which. Which. I could do the gifting again, couldn't I? Or I don't know. There's new members too, so I could play. I've got to make more animations because
you're running out of
people. Got so many animations.
The old ones, they want something new. Come on, Karen, get with it. Snap, snap.
All right, hang on. We'll do. Thank you again to Tanya, so she can just dance. I know that. And to all the new members, all 7 new members today.
Annabelle.
This is for you.
Karen got some more members. Isn't that great?
Oh, wonderful. Chucky, come say welcome to the new members.
Hey, F you. Leave me alone, or you're toast.
Chucky, that's naughty.
I love that one. Chucky, like that naughty. One. You're a naughty boy. Isn't Chucky a naughty boy?
He is a naughty boy. Hi, Major Truth. Hello, sir. Every time I hear the word Major, hello. I was watching something yesterday on the YouTube. There's a channel I like to watch. Some of you might see it. Oh, golly. Crikey. I watch it all the time now. I've forgotten. It's a true crime one. It's Irish boy. Hi, I'm Mike. That's what he says. Hello, I'm Mike. I've gone blank. Anyway, I watched something on yesterday. It was in Boston. He went to America on a trip, and he went to Boston, and he met with a policeman, an ex-detective, who gives tours of old crime spots, and tells you stories that he was involved in as a. And geez, that was interesting. Crikey, I've forgotten the name of the show. He says, "Hi," and it'll come to me, and then I'll just blurt it out later. But that was interesting. I don't mind true crime. I like knowing how. Especially, I used to love Forensic Files. Did you ever watch that at all, Heather?
Yes.
Forensic.
Yes. That
man, the original that used to do it, his voice was so relaxing that I would watch it. It was on Netflix for a while, I think. And I'd put on this fellow, and he'd start talking and telling you how. And a couple of episodes in, sometimes I just fall asleep because his voice was so calming. The subject matter was gruesome, but his voice was really calming.
I'm surprised you didn't have nightmares.
And I think, yeah, because that was, I don't know, someone can correct me, I'm not sure, but it seems like about the 80s that they made those original ones, and then I would assume maybe that fellow just didn't want to do voiceovers anymore, then they changed the voiceover, and it's not the same. No. It's not the same. So what have you been up to anyway, Heather? Anything of interest?
Oh, give me a moment. I need to blow my nose. Sorry. I've got a T-shirt on that I don't want anyone to see, so if I have to get up.
Just don't blow it into your T-shirt.
No. Anyway, yeah, so what have I been up to? As you know, I've back to doing, school holiday has finished, so I'm back to doing early morning shifts to get some kids off to school, or a child off to school in the morning. Mm-hmm. You know, with Werner's dad passing away over Easter, and I've had a lot of weekends off. So I've got another weekend off coming. I've actually got a visitor coming to visit me this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Who was that again? You did tell me. It's another
Yes, sorry. You keep breaking up every now and then. Or freezing every now and then.
It's this, I told you people, it's this stupid microphone. And it's the only one I've got here at the moment. And it wasn't cheap. It's a blue snowball thing. Yep.
Yes. Anyway, so there's a Sydney urbexer called Abandoned Angel, and she's coming on Friday, staying with me a couple of nights, and then going back Sunday night. I said, look, if you want to come to Adelaide, I've got nothing more than a lounge room floor, a Euro bed, and bugger all privacy, but you're more than welcome to crash here if you want. And she said, I just might take you up on that offer. So this will be the practice run for when Karen comes down to Adelaide and wants to sleep on a lounge room floor without any privacy.
Yeah, so I want to go. I would love to come down to Adelaide and visit with Heather and Werner, because they go to some pretty interesting places, like urban exploring, and some of the places are right out in the bush. Really, they're old farmhouses and stuff. And if you go to Heather, it's mainly your channel, I think, Heather, that I watch them on. But one of those farmhouses that you've been to a few that are the same. You literally walk in. I mean, obviously the house is probably owned by somebody at some point, and they just, parents have passed away or whatever, and they've never bothered to go there and pack the parents' things up or whatever. It's just sitting there. I still can't work out why. But these places, it's just like you've just opened the door, and apart from a bit of dust, everything's as it was. Coats hanging on a hook, plates on the table, beautiful things in the cupboards, beds still made. Like, it's so weird. It just feels really weird, but it's just like, wow. So I'd love to go and have a bit of a look-see. Plus, I might see a kangaroo or, whatever. Yes, it was called That Chapter. That's the show I watched, That Chapter.
That Chapter. Oh, yes.
Am I breaking up? Can people in the chat let me know if I am breaking up for them as well, or if it's just Heather I'm breaking up for? Because that means I'm going to unplug this microphone at some point today when this is finished and throw it in the bin. Stupid thing. Hey, Grumpy Bear. So, are you getting a cold, or it's one of those mornings?
I think it's just one of those mornings. I'm just waking up. It's cold. It's miserable. And...
all right, give me a second. Yeah. I'm just going to go into the settings for my microphone and change it to this one. Different. Let's see. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
All right. Let's see if this is the one that comes with my camera. So my camera's got a microphone on it as well. So let's see if that behaves itself. Let me know, people. If it does still break up, let me know, because then that might be a different issue. That might just be pure and simple internet. I don't know. Yes, can you hear me now? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you
testing.
clearly now. The rains have gone. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
A sunshiny day. I'll get hit now with a copyright. Watch out.
No, I sing so
don't think
badly they wouldn't even be able to recognise the
copyright
song.
No, nor the tune.
They won't recognise the tune. Look, I'm so disappointed I'm not coming to your event in June. If I was there, I would have done a secret bid on a date with Enzo. That's what you could do. Do a secret. What is it? A secret bid.
A secret raffle.
Yes, a secret raffle, a secret draw for a date with Enzo. Hello, Betty.
Yes, Betty's here. Hi, gorgeous lady. Oh, Betty is good. If you haven't checked, if you ever want to just have a bit of a giggle and a laugh and listen to Betty, sometimes Betty rants.
Yeah, Betty
she does a Karen rant, except it's a Betty rant.
Betty rants.
Yeah.
I like Betty rants and Karen rants and the best rants in the whole wide world. I haven't ranted.
I do. Yet. Look, I'm aware. Oh, look, I rant a bit, and every now and then I get people saying, "Oh, but," and they're real Debbie Downers. They don't agree with me, which is fine. They don't have to.
Yeah.
But I get people who don't agree with me, right? And I go, okay, cool. I accept the fact that we're thinking differently on this, and that's fine. But then they can't let it go. So then they come back again. I'm like, I've just said it's okay for you to have a different opinion. But I think sometimes when people disagree with you, they want you to bow down.
Yes, they want to antagonise. They want to niggle. They want to poke the bear. They want to poke the bear. Don't. Oh, hello, darling.
Yes. But yes, it was just coughing too. See, there he is.
Hello. Oh, look at you, aren't you, bud? We want to say hello to Auntie Heather. Yes. You grounded me when I first met you.
You did get to cuddle him eventually, didn't you?
Yeah.
Heather has had a cuddle with Puppy.
Actually, I don't think the puppy left me alone after a while. It was great.
Dee. I think I'm not sure if that. Yeah, it's just interesting because I go on a rant, and if you pay attention to my rants, the only time I think, correct me if I'm wrong, generally speaking, thank you, Ian. Ian did the bong. The only time I generally rant is when someone is taking on a personal level, affecting me, as in taking a shot at someone. Like, for example, if someone said something dreadful about you, Heather, there would be a Karen rant. I would go off my nut. Do you know what I mean? Because I get very protective. And the same as when I did my, the Tapper twins, the same as when I did my rant. It wasn't personal. Yeah, that rant wasn't personal toward them. I never called them, "Are you idiots," or "you bastard," or,
Yeah.
It was very much disappointment. I was very disappointed in their behaviour, and more or less put across why you affected me and why you upset me with what you did.
Absolutely.
And
that's
the same when I saw it. And I think that's okay. I just get protective.
Yes. Well, that's what I like about your
is coming.
That's what I like about your rant.
I try.
They're very neutral. They're not personal attacks. They're factual-based attacks on stupid things.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say stupid things. Things that people do that are stupid or misguided, or I can't even think. It's.
Oh, sorry, Jaya. Sorry, I'm just looking. Did you give another one, Jaya? You just want me to play stuff for you. I'm on to you. All right, let's see. Well, you've gifted a membership, but I'm sick of looking at my membership gifting thank you thing. So how about we saw Enzo get abducted before. Now we'll see what happens to Enzo when he's on the mothership.
Fabulous.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for that. Thank you. And Grumpy Bear got the membership. Congratulations, Grumpy
Good on you, Grumpy
Bear.
Bear.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Are you, Maisie, are you talking about Mike from, what's it called again? Why am I going blank? You just said it. That chapter.
Oh, that chapter. Chapter.
Yeah, he's very... Yeah, he is very, very good. I've watched him, and thus far, I haven't been able to pick up anything he's ever said that's actually been incorrect by way of information. So he's very good. If you like true crime, he's very, very good. That chapter with Mike, I get nothing from saying that. I don't even know him. Oh, Grumpy brought their own membership. Oh, then who got... Oh, Grumpy. Oh, well, then Grumpy deserves their own, what do you call it? Geez, thanks for clarifying. All right, let me see. No. I'll do me as a... Another extra bit.
Yes. How cute. You're a fairy.
Oh, thank you, Grumpy Bear. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that was Tanya. You can thank Tanya for dubbing me a fairy queen, and that's why I always wear the little...
the crown.
When I remember, that's why I wear the tiara.
Fabulous.
I can't remember. I think one day I was on and I had flowers or something on my hair, and Tanya made the comment about the fact that I looked like a fairy or something. I can't remember how, but that was kind of how it started. And then as a joke, I got a crown, and oh well, it's just stuck now. I wear a crown. Besides, tiaras are cute.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and so Enzo is fine. His power's back on, but he still doesn't have any internet. So there we go. Hi, Kendra. Betty. Betty just might have popped in now. I'm not sure. Maybe she was here all the time. Yeah, so what have you got planned then? You've got a house guest coming, so no adventuring for you this week?
Well, that's why they're coming, is to go adventuring. So...
Oh, go and have an adventure.
Yes, urban explorer from Sydney. So, yes, we've got Drew. We've got Drew is the most organised because he remembers places. He's got a list of places for us to take. Angel, when she gets here on the Friday, she's going out with Buffin Bloke and going drain exploring.
I'll say that again. Buffin Bloke.
Buffin Bloke, yes.
Buffin Bloke.
Buff and Bloke.
Buff, I know what a buffer is.
Yes, Buff is the dog. The bloke is the bloke.
Oh, right. A dog and his mate. Got it.
Yes, a dog and his
mate. A man and his mate.
Yes. A dog and his man, and a dog and his human.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun for them. And while they're out exploring, I'm going to prepare a barbie for Friday night. We'll do some Friday night explores, then explore on Saturday, and maybe something local on Sunday. There's a couple of places I want to take Angel to, and I'm really excited and looking forward to that. I've got a premiere coming up Thursday night. Thank goodness I got my shift for the week before I put my premiere up, because the night that I was planning on my premiere, I'm actually working. So
Oh, so what night's your premiere going up then? What have you decided?
Thursday night, 9 p.m. Australian Central.
Oh, there you go. Keep your eyes open, people.
Yes, it's a beautiful mansion on Millionaire Road.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes, Ian, when I was younger, and I grew up in Victoria, so when I was tiny, I lived in a place called Springvale, which well, it's not tiny anymore, but it was back then. And then that's where my grandma lived. Then my mum and dad purchased a home in Dandenong. And when Dandenong was still mainly farm area, so it was just starting to build. When you went into Dandenong, the town, they had the big storm drains. And I knew quite a few people that, well, I didn't know them personally. I knew of quite a few people, kids that had drowned in those, because you can walk through them. Well, you could then. I think since then they might have barred them up. But you could walk. You could, as a kid, you could just about stand in these things.
Yes,
but the minute it rained and boom, they filled with water. So kiddies. But I'm guilty. I took off with a girlfriend once, and we went walking through those, and it didn't. It was a hot summer's day, so there was no rain. But but it was interesting. But you can keep drains and caves to yourself. I don't want to go in here. You hear such horror. There's I can't think of the name of the channel off the top of my head. Exploring Wales. It's one of the channels that I am subscribed to. Obviously in Wales, a Welshman and his mates go into caves and explore the caves. I can watch it. Yeah, I can watch it because I know they've obviously come out okay because they've edited an episode. But I couldn't do it. I'd be a nervous wreck outside the cave waiting for him to come out.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't mind doing some of our Adelaide tunnels, like the old war tunnels and the old Treasury tunnels. That gets you between Parliament and the Treasury and all that sort of intertwining. And apparently, we've got I can't say it, but a very naughty set of tunnels that runs between homes in some of our suburbs. It was where certain if people went missing, they were probably
workers.
Down. Yes.
Well, when I was in, I've been to Melbourne a few times. I've been to Melbourne. I lived in frickin' Dandenong. More than a few times I've been into Melbourne City, but I did go on a couple of tours of Melbourne at night time where they give you a guided tour through Melbourne. And I'm aware that there's a tunnel system under Melbourne. I always was aware there was a tunnel system under Melbourne. It's really, really old, dates back to the 1800s. And there were reasons they did that back in the day. But some of them, like you say, some of them come from pretty high class places, and it was a way of coming out and getting to another place, or certain people being able to travel without being seen, so to speak. So a lot of places have that. England, oh gosh, and I would love to. You can't get in them. You can't get down. I'm sure some people can get in them, but there's tunnels run all under Melbourne. I'd love to get into some of those.
Yes, same with
Be a pretty safe place to. Yeah, I think all do. Probably Sydney would probably have to have.
Sydney
would have to have tunnel systems under there.
Yes.
Yeah, all big. I reckon all big. New York definitely has, like the old subway system and everything. Like there's the old subway system as well as the new one.
Yeah, I saw an old subway. Somebody actually went into a disused subway tunnel, and it still had a train in it, a carriage, a whole whole train. Yeah.
There was a urban explorer, an American fellow. He reminds me, he's got blonde hair. I can't think of his name at the moment. But he went into all of those tunnels under New York, and he would film different things there. You're not allowed in there. You get caught, you're in big trouble. I think you're just simply not allowed in there because it may not be safe. I don't think because you might come across something you shouldn't. But if anything, you probably just come across a dead body,
More than
oh yes, you don't want to get caught in any of the drains in Darwin. Yeah, you'd end up a crocodile's lunch.
Yeah, well, you're relatively safe in that way because we don't have rain. We don't know what rain is, unfortunately.
Tanya says Crocs equals killer shoes.
Yes. Oh, do you know you can get Croc attachment, Croc accessories? I don't know. They look mighty uncomfortable. And they look mighty hot too. Those
I'm just going to address, I can see a few people asking about spanners in the chat. Just to remind you about what a spanner does and why I give spanners to some people. A spanner it gives you the ability to moderate while we're live. So moderators, and Tanya will tell you this, it's not an easy job because you can't really pay attention to what's happening. You sort of can, but you've got to keep a really good eye on the chat. You've got to know how to work it, how to share links. You've got to know timing. So if you see someone come into the chat that's been, not so nice, you've got to realise how you can speak with them and do all that sort of thing. So a spanner's for someone who can do that. I have given out spanners in the past and it didn't work out too well. Because they didn't know how to do what was needed of them. But if you can assure me that you know what I'm talking about in regard to that's what a spanner does, moderator, if you can tell me that you do that on other channels and you know how to block people, you know how to remove nasty people, you know how to do, let me know. Yeah. Ian says spanners are for grown-ups.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just think I think sometimes people think the spanner is like I don't know what they think. I don't like getting spanners. I don't like it when people give me a spanner because then I can't enjoy the chat. Then I think, oh, no, I've got to keep an eye on things. I don't want to keep an eye on things.
Yes,
I want to enjoy the chat.
Yes, Tanya, I hate spanners. I really don't like them. And because then you've also got a responsibility to be someone who's going to be there on a regular basis. That's why they've got
and that's the thing.
Because they know they're going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to deal with crap. They're going to be able to post links and do all the things that's needed to do. Like moderate, like if you are in a room and you are moderating a panel or something, you've got to be there to deal with all the crap. I've made two mistakes.
Some people,
I've made two mistakes of giving people a spanner, and they've actually blocked really good members, whether it was on purpose or by accident.
So I could have probably by accident just not quite understanding what they've done. So I just keep my moderators to a really limit. That's it. Just so that sort of thing. And so far it's worked. And it's nothing against anyone who's asking for one. I love you, but it's just less is more. Is that a good way to say it? Less is more. I just
Yeah, it's not really a status symbol. It's more of a responsibility.
So it's not. I know on other channels, some channels give them out like they're lollipops, but you learn. So Dee's asking how Werner is.
Werner's okay. He went up to Berry yesterday. I think this will be the last time he's going up to Berry. I think his father's house is now completely sorted. I said, so there's no more trips up there, so they're probably handing the keys back, and it's just now a matter of wait for the will to go through probate. Yeah, but he's doing
that's the worst part, I think. Yeah. Jean says Seattle, Washington has a tunnel system underneath it that would run to various buildings and to the wharf. It was used for the Shanghai smuggling, opium dens, brothels, and where the poor lived. I think that's what most of all of these tunnel systems were used for. I really do. I think they all were, and just about everywhere. One day there's going to be a worldwide earthquake, and all the places will fall inside down into all these tunnels. Maisie will know when I get to England at the end of the year. unless the world blows up before then. When I get there, Maisie knows I want to go to Edinburgh to Maisie. What are they called? I'm going blank. There's an old bridge in Edinburgh, and beneath the bridge, there's a tunnel system, caverns you want to call them. And back in the day, like when they were first built, they were, from memory, they were meant to be for like little shops and things like that. And they did, like there was different businesses would be in there. I don't know why they went in there. It was probably something to do with lower, higher, upper class. Who knows? I'll have to look into the history of it a bit better. I haven't looked into history, so I'm just going from memory. The crypts, that's it, and that's what they're called, the Edinburgh crypts, I think.
Yeah.
But I really want to go and see those, and not because I think there's a ghost in there. I know they do episodes all the time. Oh, they're haunted. Well, they might be. It's a pretty old place, but just more to be tactile and look at like they're old. They're so old. It's awesome. So I really, really want to go there. Lisa says, Maisie, you're awesome. Tanya is amazing. I bow to her every time I come in. There you go, Lisa. Tanya is amazing. She can, if there is someone else live right now and Tanya is a moderator for them, she can keep them, she goes boom, 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 back and forward. So she might, she's pretty good. She's pretty good at what she does. Probably not paranormal, Kevin says. I can't be a mod. I have trouble reading and listening to the video. One of them loses my attention. Yeah, that's the thing. When you're a mod, you've either got to pay 100%. Well, you can't. You can listen to I don't know, Tanya. Give me your rundown on how you managed to listen in to the video or to the live stream, but then on the other hand, she's got to read everything you're putting down, guys. She's the one that she'll go, hey, Karen, and she'll tell me. So she's watching everything and reminds me when somebody's, like before, Grumpy Bear purchased a membership. It wasn't gifted to Grumpy Bear. And I made the mistake and Tanya picked me up on it. So there you go. What's wrong with Betty? Betty, I've got to go finish my wash. Bye, everyone. Take care. Oh, I've got washing too, Betty. I'm trying to pretend it doesn't exist, but I'm running out of clothes. Have fun washing your clothes, Betty. Love ya.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yes,
so, there's no further update from Enzo, so never mind. But he is safe. That's the important thing. Let's see, what's Tanya say? She listens and she watches, but it's not easy, and quite often might miss what's going on the screen. Yeah, because she's concentrating on the chat. Maisie says there's an amazing tunnel system in Edinburgh, and I'm going to take you there on the tour. Separate to the bridge, Maisie, separate to the one I want to go where it's under the I just can't remember. It's under that great big bridge. That's where they all were. And back in the day, it was for shops and stuff. And then in the end, it became homes. People lived down there. The poor lived down there.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya is a bit of a superhuman when it comes to this anyway. Wisdom says, personally, I love B-roll because most places have such beautiful architecture. Heather does an awesome B-roll and shows so many beautiful places. Indeed, she does. Yeah, I do like Heather's B-rolls.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a compliment for you, Heather.
Heather couldn't be a moderator. Karen does amazing B-roll. Can I see that again?
No, you. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Wisdom. Mwah. Love you forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Probably not paranormal. The time zone, it's Australia Eastern Standard Time.
Yes,
I don't know what it is. Probably
Standard Time.
Yeah. What else was I going to talk about today? Well, Enzo was going to do a little presentation, as you know, but because he's stuck in a tornado, we're going to let him off. But I can't talk about it because he explained it to me and it went over my head. But in Dubai last week, they had floods.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
watching a clip, and it said, right, and it said on the clip, because they made like pretend clouds, like they manufactured clouds which caused rain, they're flooded. And I thought it was a joke. I'm like, what? You can't make clouds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I talked to Enzo about it. Yes, you can. I didn't know. He said, "Oh,
Really?
yeah, they've had the ability to do that since the late." I think he said the early 1900s, or they've had the ability to do that. And he said that's sometimes what the chemtrail thing is. And no, it's not chemicals. People will let them think that if they like, but it's something to do with if it's something they cloud seed. I think he called it. But he was going to talk about that cloud seeding. Thank you, Dean.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and I went, wow. And but then I had a rant. I said to him, now, all right, so if they can do that, why can't they go somewhere where they're having a drought? Why do we always say we're having a drought? Get them up there then to seed some clouds, for goodness sakes. But then again, you see, you mess with Mother Nature, and what did Dubai get? Floods. So
Well,
there's an argument on both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Oh, you've got a new subscriber. JD has subscribed to you.
Thank you very much. Mwah.
Yeah, you'll enjoy him.
I hope you enjoy the channel.
Yeah. Let's see.
You know, can I say that somebody made me a beautiful video for my channel?
Oh. I haven't got it. I can't play it because I gave it to you, and then.
Yeah, a beautiful, and I don't know what I'm trying to work out. Thank you, first of all. It is amazing, absolutely amazing, and it's versatile because I can chop it into bits and use bits of it in my intros or even outros. And I want to premiere it, but I've got to find the right time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you'll find the right.
I want to give.
Yeah, I had fun making it.
Best. It was great, and yeah. Drew loves it. Werner loves it. They're the only two that have seen it so far. And
I've got.
For it.
I wish I could sing because I've got a piano, and I could probably sit in front of the piano and go ding 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 and make up some semblance of a tune, but I can't sing. And then I thought, because I know there's a lot of like which that was AI singing, my words, but AI, but it's still AI. Do you know what I mean? And I would love. I've got a friend of mine who is a musician, and they're currently working on a record. And I've got my own brother who's a musician.
Showing your age now.
I know lots of musicians. Yeah, a record. I know lots of musicians, and I sort of. I would love to say to them, you know, my channels. That's why I don't particularly. I don't know. I would just love to get an actual musician to write something, just like a little ditty.
Yes. Well, do you know,
and be it like it's an actual person singing?
I reckon it won't be long, right? I reckon it won't be long, but you'll end up having your own team.
What?
It probably
won't
be
team?
You're a team of YouTubers. Well, okay, so there's this guy that I watch, Ocean Line Designs, and a lot of his work is based on the Titanic, and I love his work. It's just absolutely brilliant. And he doesn't do live streams. He only does videos, but he did a live stream to celebrate 500,000 subscribers the other day. And it turns out he had a whole team of people working for him. He's got a researcher, he's got a writer, he's got this and he's got that. And I think he had about 5 people or 4 people online talking to him with this celebration. I reckon it won't be long. You'll have your own team of researchers and graphic artists, and the rate you're going, I reckon it'll be great. Think of me when you're hiring.
Oh, I wish that could be something to dream. Oh, but then I'll probably get naysayers knock me down. You see, I don't know. Yeah, I just thought because I like when I put that thing together for you, when I did my little song, I used the AI. I did. So did that take much to do? No. But the writing of the words, I had to write the words. I wanted to get it just right. You do have to fiddle, but doesn't mean I'm gifted in the music area. No. My thing is the animations. That's what I had fun doing. But I enjoyed doing it. But I just mean there's so many gifted musicians out there who don't get a look in. Like, you just go onto any quick what do you call it, like a TikTok, and you'll see there's one, I don't know who they're called. I subscribe to them and I still can't remember who they're called. There's two boys, one's always holding his like a microphone in his laptop and the other one's on a guitar, and they stop people in the street and they say, can you rap? Can you sing? Can you rap? And hey, our last video got 41 million likes. Do you think you can do better than that? And then they'll just some random person off the street and they'll play their music and sing, and then they hand the microphone off. And I'm like, oh my God, the amount of people out there who can carry a tune, sing, and are so gifted, and you never hear of them because there's just so many. So I don't know. I might talk. Actually, shall I show everybody my brother's group? I don't think I'll have to be quick because I would dare say I'll get a copyright claim because it is proper music. Well, proper music. It's my brother's music, and anyone in Australia is probably Tanya says she'll be my talent agent. Deal with the naysayers. Hang on, let me find my brother.
Actually, you won't get a copyright strike because it'll be used with permission. If it's your brother's music.
Oh yeah.
Is it his original?
Oh yeah, I could just say, oh well, it's a band. It's my brother's band. Eric Hunt.
Yeah. Is it original music?
So anyone who's familiar with. Oh yeah, it says.
Oh, then no, you're using it with permission.
Oh well, not yet. I'd have to ask Brendan. Can I use it?
Marguerite, so you've got to give me permission.
Hang on, let me see. I'm not sure. I didn't realise they had so many songs. Hang on a second. Oh, what's this one? Oh, they did a fundraiser. What did he do? Oh, see, I'm not even keeping up with my own brother. Isn't that terrible? Hang on, I'm just going to have a look at something.
Oh, shocking.
Oh, there he is. It's my brother. Hang on. I'll share this so you can see my brother. I won't play the whole thing. Okay, so give me a second. Put that up like that. So my brother's got a band called the Eddy Current Suppression Ring. And so anyone in Australia, if you've ever listened to Triple J, like they've got quite a following. Like they put on concerts. They're like, you know, I'm not talking 50 people in a pub. I'm talking like arenas. For that sort of thing. So I was very proud. I went to a concert and I was talking to some random person and he had a T-shirt on that said Eddy Current Suppression Ring, and I went, oh, I said, that's my brother's band. And he looked at me like I was a superstar. And he went, what? And I went, yeah, that's Brendan's band. And half of them don't even know that's his name, Brendan.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Eddie. I don't know why. But hang on, let me see if I can share screen. This one. Window. That one. Share. All right. Hang on, I'll take that away. So this. Oh, you are then. Oh, you know them? Yeah. So it's my little brother Brendan. So hang on, let me work out. That's my brother there. That's Brendan. There he is. There's my Brendan, my little brother.
With the guitar.
He's so hot.
With the guitar.
No, the one with the
microphone.
That one in the front, walking around.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Okay. What's he doing? Is he actually singing? Oh, you've turned the volume down.
Yeah.
Oh,
have I?
There's no volume.
Hang on. All right, hang on. I forgot. There's something I've got to do in here. Here's it. But anyway, that's my brother. Wait on. Let me find the song because I don't want to. At least, One running around singing. Yeah, that's my brother, Brendan.
Oh,
Settings.
he's adorable.
It does it every time I go to share something. Why can't it just remember what I say?
Oh, no, it's a pain in the ass.
Stop sharing for a minute. I go to present. It's in the settings. Share screen. Also, share audio. To share audio, share a tab. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It says to share a tab. So share. Now let's see if this works. Oh, I'm trying to click on the wrong thing. Can you hear it?
Oh, there you go.
Look at my baby brother. I might have to bring him after this. He is very thin.
Yeah, he is.
But that's kind of, yeah. So I'll just mute it for a minute so I don't be righted. But yeah, they were this was, what was it? A fundraiser that they were doing. So they were on for an hour.
Nice.
But yeah, so this is just a little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my little brother. But that's enough of showing my little brother off. That's it. That's my little brother. So I could technically say Brendan. He might. I should ask him, shouldn't I? Say, hey, Brendan, would you write me a little ditty?
Yeah, absolutely.
He probably would laugh at
ditty.
I bet you he would. Yeah, he's also an artist. He sings, that's his thing, but he makes his money, he makes his living from his artwork, and that's he does paintings, and sculptures, and one of his, I think I'll have to double check with him. One of his sculptures was in, if it might still be in, but it was in the Met in New York.
Oh yeah,
so,
wow.
Yeah, when he has his art exhibitions, it's by invitation, and he sells out. So everybody who comes along to the exhibition buys his artwork. So yeah, he's a very clever young man, as my brother.
He is.
So I'm quite proud. Let's see. He's definitely a cutie pie. But he's married and he's a daddy. He has 2 babies now.
Oh, I like a good daddy.
Yeah, no, he's married. He's married and he has 2 little babies. How old's Brendan? Oh gosh. Let's see. His big brother John was born in 88 or 90. I'm pretty sure Brendan was born in let's say in 90. I'm terrible with birthdays, 90. So he'd be.
So am I.
90. Oh, I don't know. He's getting on, all right? But he still looks like that. So, yeah. Hands off, Heather.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I must talk to him, actually, and ask him. I'll give him a call after. I'll say,
here's Wernie.
Here's Wernie. So I would love to ask someone who's a musician that actually can play an instrument and sing to do something when I'm, later on, or even now, if they want to just help out an old granny. So because I think that would be cool, because AI is taking over and not in a good way.
No, it's not.
But mind you, the AI music, it's fun. It's fun and it can sound great, like my little clip and the thing I made for you. It is fun and it can sound lovely. But one just like the art, just like with the AI art as well. You've got to remember that it's artificially made. And my daughter's explained this one to me. I said, yeah, but it's just artificially made. It's just giving a description to a computer and it does a thing. And my daughter said, where do you think it gets its images from to make a thing? And I said, internet. And they go, yeah, other people's work. Other people's work. So you write in a description and the computer takes other people's work and generates something from that. And I went, oh. And I said, well, not the singing, though. And they said, yeah, but still the singing. It's still there's still elements that are taken from actual humans' work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought, well, okay, I don't know. So I don't like to take anything from an actual human. But I have to say that AI is fascinating.
Yeah, I find it. I'm fortunate I don't really use AI or need to use AI. Every now and then, if I'm stumped, and I mean absolutely stumped, I'm like, I have creative block. My juices aren't flowing. I have used AI twice to jumpstart my own ideas. So what I've done, like for a couple of shorts that I wanted to do, I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to present this? So I actually went into Canva, because Canva has an option to use AI. I went into Canva, I put it through the AI, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. But then I changed it and made it my own, and then took the ideas and ran with them through my own editing program.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. AI can be awfully good and helpful.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, everybody, we all get writer's block. I get the same as Heather. You'll start with for me, it can be talking to someone and just, I don't know, I guess that's what creativity is. Someone will talk to me, like the other day when I was talking to the Ouija brothers, right? And start writing some happy songs, Ian. I was talking to the Ouija brothers, and when I'm listening to someone and interviewing them, in the back of my head, I see what I want to do is, so I'll be talking to them and they'll tell me a story, like when they told me the story when Steve said about the little ghost grabbing his arm and everything. In my head, I could envision an animation of that.
Yeah.
So while I'm talking to someone, it pops in. Then other times, nothing. Like nothing. It's just a block. I can't think of anything. And then that's where I walk away and I come back to it. And then usually, because it's other things blocking that creativity, like life daily stresses, usually, or I'm hungry, or I need a coffee, or I need a nap. But yeah, so I don't. There you go. You're a delight, Ian. You're a delight. Yeah, so I don't know. And then, but I just think in this world there are so many talented and gifted people that just never get a look in.
Absolutely. For sure.
And then but some people, I've even been in the shops. I was in Kmart. I think America has Kmart. It's a bit different to ours though. It is different to ours. But I was in Kmart and I could hear a man singing. And I walked rounded the corner. He was happy, like he was singing out loud, and he was shopping with his kid. He was a Maori, a Kiwi, and what a voice. And I smiled at him and he looked at me and went, oh, sorry. I said, sorry. I said, I came to you because I heard you singing. I said, you've got a beautiful voice. And he went, oh, thanks. And I thought, just some random dad out with his kids singing. I don't know. I miss the day, actually, deep. I miss the days in the 80s. I was, some people will know this because I've talked about it before. Some people won't. But back in the 80s, before my children were born, I travelled with a band. And I was up in Queensland. I'd broken up with my husband. We got back together later, but I had broken up with my husband. I was very, very upset and I needed to drive back from Queensland to Melbourne, but I didn't want to go by myself. So I had friends that were in a band and they said, come with us. We've got to go to Sydney. We're doing a big show at the Hordern Pavilion, but you can come if you want to travel with us. You can stay with us in the hotels and stuff. Just, you can travel with us and we'll get you back down to Melbourne safely. I went, cool, very good. So I travelled with that band from Queensland all the way down to Melbourne. It took, they had to stop everywhere. Where did we go? Oh, God, we went everywhere, Tamworth and Sydney, and they were a support act for another big international group that was playing. You could go into any pub back in the day and there would be a live band. Aussie Crawl, I saw them before they were Australian Crawl.
Yeah.
I saw them at pubs, and In Excess.
Oh, wow.
In Excess were another one you could see at the pub.
Yes.
Or they were who they were.
Gone are the days when you can be picked out of a pub and go on to stardom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like Mushroom Records here in Australia. They were responsible. Skyhooks. I loved Skyhooks. But everybody, and that's how most bands, even in America, England, everywhere, that's how in the 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you played in a pub. You played it hard, and you got people throwing stuff at you, and you got people, you would get a following first, and then a record producer or something would come in and swoop you up if you were lucky.
Yeah, if you were lucky.
It just doesn't happen anymore. There are no pubs anymore where people play. Do you know what I mean? It's sad.
No,
but anyway,
all the pubs.
I used to love it.
Yes, all the pubs in Adelaide that used to be like your front bars and your pubs and your real where people would go and mix. They've all become mini restaurants now. They're not pubs anymore. You don't get the old
and if anyone
just sit at the bar and have a chat to someone.
Yeah,
it's all
you
done.
do still see people playing live music.
Yeah.
You know, the best place to see live music nowadays, and not a band, and that's the thing. Now an individual, it's just lost. Now an individual can have be in the street singing through a microphone and have all their digital music and all that. They don't have a band. They don't have anyone backing them up. I love a band. I love the singer. I love the drummer, the guitar, the bass. Just that it's so fun. I love live music. Yeah. I just wish they'd bring it back.
Yeah.
Jimmy Barnes. Yeah, Jimmy Barnes is awesome. The other girls I really like who I knew back in the day, and that's going back so long ago, that were lovely were Vicar and Linda. Were their names.
I know
they did
Vicar and Linda. Hang on, didn't you know Vicar and Linda?
Do you know?
Werner? Who? Vicar and Linda. Didn't you know them or something?
Not sure.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, they're singing. They were backing singers. They were backing singers for I've forgotten his name now. They're backing singers for a lot of people, but they were backing, and then they went out on their own.
Yeah,
and they were lovely girls. They still release music nowadays, but it was just so nice listening to live music and appreciating the fact that these people were so gifted.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Blur.
Who's Blur? Who's Blur?
Oh,
that'd be a younger group, I guess. Yeah, I've heard of Pete, but yeah. Oh, look, back in the day, like when I was with that band and we were travelling down, they were good boys. They didn't do drugs or anything like that. But I know that when they appeared at the Hordern Pavilion, I won't say who they appeared with to protect people because this is on the YouTube, but that particular band, there was a big party, a big after party after the Hordern Pavilion thing. Everyone was there from, friggin' hell, whoever was in the country at the time, like, everyone was there. Big international names, Good old Molly Meldrum was there, good old Molly. All these people. So I was at this party, and I never touched them, no interest in touching drugs ever, and I was around them all the time in those circles, but I do recall that was just how people were different back then. Thankfully a lot of people didn't go down that thing and get totally addicted, and you can see all the ones that killed themselves basically by taking those sorts of things, ruined their careers, killed their career basically. But yeah, I could tell you some hair-raising stories too, but I'm not going to because it's you just don't do that. No. What's on tour stays on tour.
Yes.
Kendra says we have an open mic at our local tavern once a week. Great group of I love it. And even like Virginia City is one place when I go, they have live bands, so you still get them. But I guess I miss the day when you worked in your garage with your mates and got a band together, and then would go to the different pubs and maybe earn $50 to perform for the night. And I don't know, those days are gone. Those days are gone, unfortunately, but now they've got to do it all a different way. And with internet and everything, it's also very different. Some people can put their stuff out on here, for example, on a YouTube thing, and if you get seen enough, you'll get your followers, and then people do listen to your music.
Yes, things
so
have
that's
changed.
interesting.
Things have changed. Everything's changed.
Yeah. Well, I don't even really know who Pete Doherty is. Who is he? Probably someone I never listened to the music. I never listened to headbanging music or screechy music.
I'm gonna Google search Peter Doherty.
Yeah. Who is he?
Um,
I'm assuming he was someone who got maybe drank a fair bit. I don't know.
Peter Doherty.
Yes.
Australian.
And of course, I love my Johnny
Well, I don't think it's the immunologist.
Blur. No, so Blur.
Peter
So that must be his
Doherty.
band. Blur, his band.
This is
Who is
from Wikipedia, so tongue in cheek. William Doherty is an English musician, songwriter, actor, poet, writer, artist. He's best known for being co-frontman of The Libertines, which he formed with Carl Beret in 1997. His other musical projects are Indie Band, Baby Shambles, and Peter Doherty and the Pewter Madras. Indie rock. He's indie rock, post-punk, garage rock.
Is he
Label.
Irish? Oh, wait. Is he the one? I could be wrong. Did he sing a song in P.S. I Love You? The soundtrack? Is he Irish? Is that who I'm thinking of? I'm not sure. I think there was. Hang on, I'll know in a minute. I don't know. Well, he went out with Amy Winehouse, so that poor girl.
Oh.
Poor girl. I saw an interview with her. I saw an interview with her on. Jesus, Karen, Mind Blog. I saw an interview with her. She was 19 when they were interviewing her. What a lovely, sweet young lady. Such a shame. She obviously got involved in the wrong crowd and look what happened to her. Bless her cotton socks. She had a gift. Her voice was beautiful. But this is what happens when you get involved with the wrong people and try to make them happy. I'm not saying, sometimes you just got to be strong and say no, but easier said than done sometimes, I think.
Does he have a hit song? Did he have a? Is there a song that he's like particularly known for?
Yes, a hit song, people. Anyone that we know. P.S. I think
Peter Doherty.
Is he still alive? Look at us. Oh, we're really with it, aren't we? I don't even know who he is, except to know that I know that he dated Amy Winehouse because he's
Peter Doherty, most famous song around. Music when the lights come.
All of you guys.
I'm gonna mute my microphone.
Yeah, mute you and have a listen. I'm just soundtrack. There was someone who died not long ago, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't him. Oh, I'm thinking of the Pogues. Yeah, the lead singer. I love Irish music. The Pogues. The Pogues, is that how you say it? The Pogues. That song, Till the End. I love you to the end. I love Irish songs. I love that movie, P.S. I Love You. I watch that over and over sometimes just to imagine myself in an Irish pub with someone singing me a nice Irish song. Oh, golly. Let's have a look. I'm just checking in on Enzo, guys. I haven't had an update yet, but he's got his internet, I guess.
Oops.
I worked with Amy too, and often I wonder what she would be producing now. I think, it is a shame because she was only young when she passed away, of course. And when you look at some of the footage of her performing live, oh, God, who was looking after that girl? Obviously nobody. The people that pushed her out on the stage to do these things when she was in the condition that she was on when she was on stage, they should be shot. Actually, I have to watch saying that because I said that's a saying, people, a saying in Australia. You should be SHOT. It's a saying, which means someone should kick you in the bum.
Yes.
Yeah, Heather?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be shot. I said that I made that comment once, about a year ago. I made that comment on someone's thing. They should be shot, and I got all banned and everything. I went, what? So I thought, obviously not Aussies and don't understand.
Yes, you've got to be very careful because Aussie language is very offensive to everyone else.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that, Ian. Although Janis Joplin, when I go back to when I go back to Virginia City, I'm going to talk to somebody. I've already had him tell me stories. Peter, a friend of mine, Taylor's Bow, actually. He was in a very famous band in the 60s, and he knew Janis Joplin personally, and he has told me some awesome stories about Janis Joplin, and I just love listening to him because he was in around that time frame. And I think, you can draw a lot of people, female or male, get drawn into that side of the entertainment world where they get drawn into the DRUGSs, which is really bad for them. And it's a shame because it destroys you. I don't think I know of anyone there's probably a few people who've come out the other side of addiction. I don't know.
Yeah,
let's see. Enzo's just written back to me. So an update with Enzo. Yes, I'll be in good shape for the rest of the night. My internet has been intermittent, or else he would hop on the show. That's all right.
Be careful.
I managed. We've only got 20 minutes to go anyway. If Enzo's listening, he can always hop in the chat if he wants. If he can. If his internet's intermittent, he probably can't. But there you go. So yeah, but a lot of sad things happen to people. Elvis, wonder what would have happened if someone actually had looked after him as opposed to try to make money off of him. He could probably be a stubborn little bugger though. He was born only a day or two before me, so if he's a true Capricorn, then Elvis would have been a handful at times.
Oh, yes.
We Capricorns can be a hand.
We can be stubborn. We can be bitchy. We can be. I can be blue. I can be green. I can be purple. I can be violet sky. You know that song?
Oh, I like that song too.
Got the word.
I can't. I'm not a person who can speak on addiction because I've never been addicted to anything. I've never wanted to try anything like that. I don't know. I just never bothered, never wanted, and I've been around it. It's been offered, and I just go, no. Something about me and my nerdy background, having a police officer as an uncle, and all that. So probably just because to me the D word is naughty, and you shouldn't do it. I'm a goody two shoes. So that's probably why I never. But just in the back of my mind, I know that's naughty. So yeah, never. Like I've been drunk, that I will admit, and that's a drug.
Yes,
alcohol's the worst out of the lot, if you ask me.
Yes.
Alcohol, yeah, and really, honestly, I think out of all of them, that destroys your body quicker than anything else. So it's interesting, but yeah, so I can't say, it's easy to give up, or because I just don't have that one of those personalities. I've never been addicted to anything except for food.
Food,
chocolate's nice, but I haven't had chocolate for months.
Oh, Karen, you need to go right now and go and buy.
What's that?
I said, Karen, you need to go.
Some what?
Chocolate.
Oh, no, I'm trying to lose weight. But that's what I mean. I love chocolate. I like chocolate. But do I need chocolate? No. Will I go and buy it? No. So, because I've got to try and lose weight. I've got to try and look after myself. And, what's that Cookie Monster say now? It's sometimes food. What's Jean say? There's just something about seeing bands live when they start getting up close and personal as opposed to just seeing online. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been to see. I think the last time I went to see anyone live, it was Fleetwood Mac when they were out here. That was awesome. But yeah, I do. But I do like the pub one. Gets a bit loud.
Mm-hmm.
In a pub, it can get a bit loud, but I do like a good pub band. They get up there and they sing their little hearts out. And then you have the little girls that stand up in front of them and go, "Oh, I love you," the little groupie girls. The good old days.
Yes, they were.
Cookie Monster.
Nom, nom, nom. I love the Cookie Monster.
Oh, dear. Hey, the other thing, Heather, I wonder what you think about this. I'm going to start looking into this too, Guy, along with going back to where I started at the beginning of this with paranormal and all that sort of thing. I'll work on my Being Buried Alive. I'll get that finished and uploaded for a premiere. Just remember, if you're not at the premiere, it doesn't matter. The premiere is just as Heather will explain to you. It's just that we do like to sometimes put it out as a premiere so we can be in the chat and get your feedback on what you think.
Yes.
Otherwise, it doesn't matter. It's just so long as you watch the episode at some point, it's there for your enjoyment. But yes, so I'm going to pop that one out this week, the one on Being Buried Alive. But the other thing, I've been talking to a few people about this, a few of my friends, and discussing when one dies, because I am getting skeptical, because I've been to all these haunted places and not found a freaking thing. Really, not found a thing, nothing tangible. Oh, what was that noise? Or that was interesting, but nothing, boom, there it is. Boom, I know it's real now. Whether it's caught on camera or not, I still haven't found anything. So I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I still want to believe, but I'm becoming skeptical. Then I had a thought about when my son passed away, and after talking to Sunny, rest in peace, Sunny's wife, and talking to other friends who all said the same thing. After the person that they really, really loved passed away, for a couple of weeks, weird things would happen that they couldn't explain.
Yeah.
Be it just weird things like, and so my thought is, because we've got that energy that's within us, all these things that we've learned over our lifetime, the knowledge that we have, is it possible that maybe that is it? Maybe when you pass away, that energy, that force, whatever you are before you go into the collective, let's say, you only have a short time, a short frame, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, where you can actually interact and remain close to the people that have lost you. And then that ability to do that passes. Because that I really do wonder about from personal experience. And I know a lot of people I've spoken to have said the same thing. Even Werner. I mean, I don't know how close Werner was to his pop, but his dad's only just recently passed away. So I wonder too, did Werner have anything over just a few weeks?
Yeah, Werner's right here.
Burial,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you, Werner?
Yeah. So the day he passed away, we went to his place, just to bring some stuff back with us. And my brother's dog ran up the hallway, went to my dad's room, and just sat there and started barking. So it was like my dad was in the room while the dog was barking, but there was no one in there. So that was something that was really weird, and that was the day he passed.
Yeah. See, and that's what I mean. Like, how can you? That's one thing. And so far as everybody in the chat, I'm reading. So yes, good on you for being strong and getting through all those things.
Yeah,
because we are glad you're here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's what I think. Like, yeah, with my son, it was before I knew he was dead. What happened to me that night that he died? At the time he died, but I didn't know he had died. And then what happened for the next? It was about 3 weeks in total. Weird things, just weird things, weird interactions in a dream state, which is a dream, but weird, and waking out of that, and also just things.
Oh yeah,
weird things like when I was sitting there and crying. Like I think, but I just think it's a way where possibly that's why I still don't know. I mean, we all go into these haunted places and we all get told, oh, there's this there and there's that there and there's this there. There well may be. Just doesn't happen when I'm there, for example. So there well may be. One day I might see something, but I wonder if we're at our strongest in a spirit state just after we pass. If we want to be. There may be some people that pass and just think, yeah, I've had enough, see you later, deal with it. And, it's just fascinating to me with what happened to me on a personal level. And what happened to me on a personal level, what Werner was just stating there about his dad's bedroom and the dog barking, like weird things. Yeah. And you just think, what is that? We're never going to know until the time comes for us to go. But yeah, it's just weird.
Yes. Up until a couple of years ago, my dad used to come to me in dreams. We'd be somewhere, like either up at a holiday house on the river or at home at our old address or wherever we were in a car. I think we were on a buggy once, and we're just having a normal conversation and doing what we do. And then all of a sudden I panicked and I said, Dad, he goes, yeah, you're supposed to be dead. And he goes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, you're supposed to be dead. He goes, don't worry about it. And
I had a dream like that. Yeah, I had a dream like that with my grandmother, who I was very close to. She passed away, and this was within a few weeks of her passing. We had a discussion. She was going into hospital. She needed to have she had oh God, I've gone with the heart. Starts with A. Oh crap, the blocked artery thing. So she was having episodes where she would pass out and she couldn't walk. Yeah. I've gone blank. Starts with A. Anyway, she was going in to have an operation, and back in the day, in the 80s, this was the early 80s, they would remove an artery, and they took. I don't know where they took. Well, she had a big cut on her neck, so I'm not quite sure. But they would remove an artery from another part of the body and replace the one in your heart with that artery. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to have the operation, and she rang me the night before she had to come down to Melbourne for this operation. And she said to me, I don't want to have it done. And I said, well, Nana, if it makes you better and you can continue to function, she goes, no, I don't want to. She said, I don't think I'm going to survive the operation. And as an 18-year-old young lady, I went, oh, Nana, you'll be all right. And she goes, no. And then I said, well, then, Nana, don't get it done. Don't get it done. And she goes, I have to. Jack, which was my grandpa, Jack wants me to. He's sick of me being sick. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, you don't always have to do what Grandpa tells you to do. I said, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Oh, dear. Anyway, she told me she loved me and all that sort of thing. And she came down to Melbourne, had the operation. It was not successful because she passed away. But I got to see her before she passed away. She was on, being, oxygen and tubes and stuff. Yeah. So I told her I loved her, and she squeezed my hand because she couldn't speak. So I know she loves me too. But a couple of weeks later, I was in a dreaming, and I was really upset about things. And I was in her kitchen, and she was fussing me. She was making me a cup of tea, and there was something in the oven, and she's just talking to me about the day's events. And I said, I looked at her like you did with your dad, Heather, and I went, Nana, how are you here? And she smiled at me, and she said, well, I do have to go now. And in that moment in the dream, it was a dream, but in that moment in the dream, I thought, oh, no. And I raced around from where I was. I raced through into the kitchen. She walked out into the laundry. This was her house. She walked in through the laundry, and I opened the door, and she was gone, and I woke up crying. And I went, ah. And I always to this day think that was so real. And I thought to myself, why did she stop? And I said, but hang on. Yeah, what are you doing here? Yeah. Like, you're supposed to.
It's really weird.
So it would be interesting. It would be interesting to know if they can come to us in our dreams. Watch this space, Werner. How many weeks has it been now, Werner? 3?
3.5.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Interesting. Be interesting to find out if any other family members had anything at all, or if you do, Werner. It'd be interesting. I just think that probably should.
Apart from my brother's dog.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Well, not yet.
Yeah,
not yet. And maybe her final goodbye. I don't know. There was something, apart from me being very upset about her dying, there was something else happening at the same time. And it was all very comforting because she spoke to me about it in my dream. I won't say what the issue was, but she spoke to me about it and told me what to do.
Oh, wow.
And she said it'll all be okay, Karen. Yeah, she said it'll all be okay, Karen. Don't worry. And then that's when I clicked and like, how are you here? I'm like, well, how am I here? How am I about to have a cup of tea with my nana? And then that's when she said, well, I've got to go. And I chased her and I didn't want her to go. And I've never had a dream of her since. So it's really, really weird. What's Jean got to say? When I was a teen, for a number of years when I was alone at home, I used to see my grandfather sitting in the living room in the chair holding a cocktail. Full body, no see-through would freak me out. It's interesting, isn't it? It's so interesting. But I often just wonder what really are the paranormal groups that go out there searching for, because I've done it. You know, hello, anybody here? We've done it. I've done it. I did it with Heather. We've done it.
Yeah, nothing. A couple of bits and pieces. Nothing exciting to rave home about. But my auntie came to visit. She died.
Hey, Heather.
What?
Tell Karen about went out with Ricky and Keely when he had that white car and that thing jumped on the car in the summer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then we heard that.
Yes. My auntie came to visit me, right? So we've got those old-fashioned pull-down blinds. If I turn the camera that way, you'll see what I mean. It's sort of like, pull it down and it comes up, you know, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what they're like. They're as old as the hills. And anyway, my kitchen blind was up off its ring. Did we hear a noise at the time? I think we heard a noise. We heard a noise. We came out to the kitchen. My kitchen blind came out of its hinges, was all rolled up, and was lying against my oven. So and my oven is it perpendicular? My oven is perpendicular.
So you literally have to lift the blind up.
You'd have to lift the blind up, roll it up.
Oh, to lift it out.
So you would have to go from here, rolled up, and over there, like, I can't sort of explain it.
In the opposite direction. I know what you're saying.
So and it would have to have.
So you reckon
landed on the stove leaning against the stove. It was weird.
Ian's just said that he's not sure. He mentioned, I think you have, Ian, because it sounds familiar. But the night that his grandfather died, his grandpa knocked on his front door, on Ian's front door, and knocked on his grandmother's front door at the same time. It's weird. I'm pretty sure I've told this story before about my grandfather. When I was 13, he passed away from lung cancer, and he was in. Just before I tell the story, back in those days when someone was diagnosed with cancer, I don't know why it was ever allowed, but the family could actually say to the doctor, "Don't tell them that they've got cancer. I don't want them to know."
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that was ever allowed, but they weren't going to tell my grandpa he had cancer. He knew he had cancer. He had lung cancer, and he was in hospital, end of care hospital, and I would go in every day after school and visit my grandpa. And I would take in my Tiger Beat magazine and I would go and sit and sometimes did some homework, whatever, but generally just flicked through a magazine and talked to my grandpa.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sitting there this one day. Sometimes he'd be in and out of consciousness. And at this moment he was asleep. So I'm looking at my book, and then I heard him say, "Mum." And my grandma, his wife, he called Mum. Right, so my nana, and I turned to him and I saw, oh, he's awake, and he was staring towards what I thought was the door, because the foot of his bed, the door was off there. And I looked and I said, no, I said, Nana's not here. Grandpa, Nana's not here.
Yeah.
And he didn't look at me, but he could hear me, and he kept staring. And then I realised he's staring at the end of the bed. And he goes, no, not Nancy, which was my grandma's name. He said, Mum, my mum.
Oh.
And I'd been around all of my old aunties and everything long enough to know that the minute someone starts saying they see somebody else calling them from the other side, it's time for them to go. And I knew he was dying. We just didn't know when. And I've gone, what do you mean? And he goes, my mum, she wants me to come with her. And I said, no. And I looked, as a 13-year-old girl, looked towards the end of the bed, and I said, go away. Go away. You're not taking him. You're not taking him now. Just go away. Leave him alone. And I grabbed his hand and I said, Grandpa. And I don't know what led me to this. I said, Grandpa, squeeze my hand. Have my energy. Take my energy. You stay here now. And anyway, he did. And then he turned his head and he looked at me and he said, she's gone. And I said, I said, Grandpa, I said, you're not dying. And he looked at me and he said, I am. I know I am. I know I am, love. I went, well, she's not allowed to take you. And he's like, all right. And I said, well, I have to go now, Grandpa. And I said, but I will be back tomorrow after school. And he squeezed my hand. He said, I won't see you tomorrow, darling. I won't be here.
Oh.
And I said, stop it. Right. And I kissed him on the cheek and I left. And that was getting close to tea time.
Yeah.
And in the next morning, my mum come in and woke me up and said, he's gone. And I went, what? Grandpa died. He died. I got up. The hospital, I could walk to the hospital. I got up, got out of my pajama. I was the first one there before anyone else. I ran to the hospital. I ran to his room. He was in there. His eyes were still open. He was holding onto the rug and his hands were clenched like that. So it must have, bless him, it must have hurt. His eyes were still open. I tried to close his eyes. It doesn't work. And now as a nurse, I know it'll never work unless they die with their eyes closed. Good luck. And I just remember sitting there thinking, oh, my God. So she did go away. My grandma did go away. My great-grandma did go away.
Yeah.
But she came back.
She came back.
So she took him.
Like, oh,
so
okay, I'll give you one more day, and that's it.
Yeah, she was probably said, oh, well, that little child's a bit rambunctious. I better do as I'm told. Yeah. And I gave him my energy. Like, he took my energy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did that. Now, look, as an adult, that's often something you'll hear, like we'll say to a spirit when we're investigating, use my energy. See if you can use my energy. I don't know what possessed a 13-year-old child to grab her grandfather's hand and say, take my energy. Don't go anywhere. But I still don't know why I did that. But yeah, I don't know. I just think there's so much more to death and dying than we're ever going to know. Not on a religious level, just on an absolute
any kind of
like nothing, just on an existence. Yeah. Like there's something that happens before we die and after we die. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if we'll ever figure it out.
Yes.
But hang on, Maisie. What does Maisie say? My ma'am. I like that. I'd like to hear you say it with your Scottish accent. And my ma'am and I hear my brother's voice in her house and the garden. We have never heard him together. His voice is so clear, and there's no doubt that it's his voice. Yeah, I know. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Hi, too cool for Banshee.
Werner wants me to tell his story. Do you want to tell it, or do you want me to tell it? Okay, well, you probably know it better than I do. But anyway, we were in a cemetery with our friends Ricky and Keely. They had a white car. And as we were about to head off, we felt this. Did we hear a noise?
We heard a thud on the car.
We heard a thud on the car. Did it bounce or?
No, it's something sat on the car and we drove.
Something sat or stood on the car as we were driving off. Anyway, we get home and...
No, on the way, we plugged our MP3.
See, this is why you need to tell the story. Okay, so on the way home, you plugged your MP3 player in.
Into his radio.
Into his radio, yeah.
And we heard an evil voice say, die. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, didn't we get home and he found an unexplained dent in his bumper?
No.
Oh, okay. See, that's why you need to tell the story. And
Well, see, that's what I'm going to tell the story.
I lie.
I'm still. I still do think, you know who I'm trying to, I wish me luck, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get in, I won't say his name, but there's a detective who used to work for the New York detective, they made a movie on him. I'm saying enough as it is. Eric Banner played him in a movie. I've tried to contact him. It's so hard with me. I've tried to contact him because I'd love to talk to him. But I still don't believe in demons and all that crap. I just don't. I'm sorry. I believe in bad people still being bad people when they die.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. And so, but I kind of think to myself, when you go into places and you see people saying, "Oh, it told me to get out, and it was a bad this and a bad that," it's probably some poor spirit, if it is a spirit. It's probably some poor bastard who's died in their house or quietly existing wherever they are, and some moron comes in and keeps pestering them with questions and being rude and whatever, and they probably look at their mates, whoever their spirit mates might be, and go, should we fuck with them? Get out, like, well, I'm a demon, like, you know what I mean? I still think, because I know if I died and someone come into my house and kept saying, how did you die? Like, I think I'm going to so screw with you. I'm going to scare the absolute bejeebies out of you. I would have a ball. I would have a ball. That's why I still think so. Like when you hear someone say die or get out, I still think it's probably either an asshole in life is still now an asshole in death, or it's just, it's someone screwing with you and they think it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Look, as a nurse, I've been with more than a handful of people that have passed away. I've been present when a lot of people have passed away. Yes, the only ones that I've never seen do that are the ones that are absolutely knocked out in a comatose state. But the ones that are awake and know it's coming and still talking, and then even then, usually about 24 hours roughly before they pass away, like in the case with my grandpa, they start seeing people. And there's all the scientific arguments that it's different things firing off causing this, which might be the case, who knows. But it's interesting that it happens to everybody that's generally awake when they die. Or like awake before they, not at the time. Some people are just, they're asleep and then they die. But 24 hours, sometimes 12 before they pass, sometimes a couple of days before they pass, they start seeing dead relatives. So, I don't know what that is, but it's constant throughout humanity. You talk to anybody who's ever worked with the sick and the dying, and it's constant. Unless, as I say, someone who's been in some kind of trauma or accident where they're in a comatose state, that's different. You're not going to get that, because that would mean they'd have to wake up out of their coma. But I do hear people coming out of their comas saying that although they were in a coma, they could still hear things, and they were being visited in the coma. And they're people that haven't died. They're people that have come back and they've been okay. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
She says, I had a ghost in my last house break my leg. I don't believe you. I reckon that was you broke your leg because you ran from the ghost. It's your fault. Don't blame it on the ghost. Well, guys, what a talk. And thank you, Heather, for joining me in poor old Enzo's. I'll just do one last check-in.
Well, it's nice to be Enzo's.
I'll give everyone a last update. Let's see. Just an update as I sign off. Has the storm passed? There you go. Last Enzo can have the last word. We'll check in on, I would dare say, unless another tornado flashes through Kansas next week, he should be here with us. I'll be in Canberra. I'm going to Canberra. Tuesday I'm leaving, and I'll be back the following Tuesday, so I'll be there, nice quiet. Julie says it's calmed down. There we go. Yeah, it's all a mystery, and we're not really, I don't think anyone is ever going to get to the truth until we ourselves take our last breath. We'll either go, like, what was his name? The Apple man, the man who made all the Apple things, his last word was, wow. So he was awake, like he was awake and functioning until his last breath, and his last word was, wow. So that's interesting. He too apparently saw people coming to visit him.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Enzo says, yes, all well here. Wish everyone a good weekend. All righty then. So there you go. Well, people, what a talk. We've covered everything from music to addiction, and good on you all. I've been reading. Don't worry. I know. See, that's what I mean. You never know in the chat and in this community who's going through what, but good on you all. Stay strong and keep it up because you're awesome. Yes. And Tanya, thank you again for everything. Dee, thank you. Dr. Deb, everybody that's here. Julie, I'm glad you're safe. Just thank you, everybody, and thank you, Heather, and thank you, Werner, off in the corner. And I'll see you all next Sunday for me, Saturday for you, and throughout the week there might be, because I'll be in Canberra, quiet, no snoring dogs, no children asking me for food. I might even get on and do a little live in the evening, Australia time, and have a little chin wag. And I'll film a few things around Canberra, just, touristy things, and let you have a look at what I'm up to. And thank you again to everybody who joined today in memberships. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who gifted them. And much appreciated. And hey, Tanya, before I go, how many subscribers have I got now? Hang on, let me have a look. 8,325 subscribers.
Whoa.
Unbelievable. I don't know what they all are today, but you know what? I do note that a lot of channels with a lot of subscribers, it actually works out a percentage, generally speaking. So even people with millions of subscribers, if they've got millions and you go to their thing, they might have 1,000 or 2,000 in their chat. If they've got 25,000, they might have a couple of hundred. So kind of a percentage, because not everybody likes watching live streams.
No.
Some people just love the content.
Only do lives. There are people who only do premieres. There are people who only watch videos. There are people who only watch shorts. And the train will never meet. They'll never watch anything else.
No. So, but I'm super stoked. So that's really cool. All right, everybody, I'm going to go. Heather, hang on there. Don't you disappear. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll see you for sure next week, and possibly through the week.